Welcome back to In the Loop with Tom Durrance, and today I want to talk to pastors and leaders about something we don't always slow down to evaluate, but we absolutely should. It's this question: are we prioritizing content over connection? Because I think in today's leadership role, especially in ministry, it's really easy to get this out of balance. Let me start here. We live in an age where content is everywhere. Podcasts, sermons, books, devotionals, reels, live streaming, you name it. And if you're a leader, especially in the church, you probably feel the pressure to produce great content every single week. Right? We do. I'm a pastor. The pressure is real. We want our sermons to be sharp? Yeah, we do. Our messages to be biblical? Absolutely. Relevant? For sure. Well-crafted? Without a doubt. Our delivery to be powerful? Yes, on all of the above. And listen, that's a good thing. Biblical content matters. Truth matters. Excellent matters. But there's a danger when our content becomes the focus, I think, and connection with people becomes secondary. We start leading from a platform instead of from a place of presence. You see, here's the truth that I want to bring to you today. Content may fill the room, but connection fills the heart. Come on, somebody. That's good stuff. Come on. Let me tell you again. Content may fill the room, but connection fills the heart. And if we're not careful, we'll preach incredible sermons to people we don't actually know and connect with. We'll lead organizations where the vision is strong, but the relationships are weak. Connection makes relationships strong. From a pastor, from a leader in the pulpit, behind the podium. Let's look at the model of Jesus just for a moment. He taught with authority. Yes. His words had unmatched weight. Yes. But his power didn't just come from his teaching. It came from his presence. You see, he ate with sinners. Present. He touched the untouchable. He called his disciples by name. He washed their feet. He wept with the grieving, when they grieved. Jesus didn't just deliver content. He made contact. Ooh, that's worthy of a come on, somebody. Jesus didn't just deliver content. He made contact. He connected deeply before he communicated broadly. So there's a challenge for us leaders in the 21st century. There's a challenge for us pastors in the 21st century. And the more we focus on polishing the sermon and not pastoring the souls, I'm going to say, be careful. Be careful. In our movement, we have some iconic, amazing orators that I love to listen to. I mean, they could preach 45 minutes and you think you're 10 minutes into it. Communicators. And I respect that, and I want to be a good communicator. But the longer I pastor at my age, I really work very hard on connectivity. Am I connecting with the saints? Am I connecting with the audience? Am I connecting with the demographics to bring them closer to Calvary than to help them stay saved and disciple them? And do I spend more time creating content than I do meaningful connectivity? I'm asking myself that. I guess if you're listening or watching this, you're asking yourself the same thing. Let's be honest. Are we crafting messages for the crowd and neglecting to connect to the people right in front of us? 1-on-1, 2-on-2, on 3, on 4, whatever. Because I believe the future of healthy leadership, especially in the church, is not better content, it's better connection. I got to connect with the audience. I got to engage them. There's several ways we can do this. And here's why this matter is practical. You see, when people feel seen, they listen differently. Are we preaching over people's heads on Sunday? Someone once said long ago, I didn't quite get it, but I get it now since I'm doing the podcast, obviously. They said the thing with the UPC is we're preaching over everybody's head with great deep theology in the deep end. It's like we're feeding giraffes, and nobody in the congregation is a giraffe. So I just remember that. It's not original with me. It's not a negative. It's just an observation from somebody. And when I'm preaching, when I'm connecting, when I'm leading, I got to make sure that I am communicating at the level of the congregation and where they are living and where they are on their walk and journey with God. Like any growing church, as with ours, you're going to have people that are there for the first time, and you're going to have people that are there from when I started. I'm at the 25 and a half year mark, and there's a few people and families that are still with me when we started. And then we had brand new visitors on Easter. So I understand it's a mixed bag, but I still have to communicate with the people in the pews. When I communicate, the people feel loved. When I communicate, they open their hearts to the truth. Again, there's a balance, okay? Don't misquote me. Don't say things that aren't true. Content versus connection. I'm not saying one's right, wrong, greater, less than greater. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as I work on my messages, even for this coming Sunday, I'm working on content and connection. My stories, my life, my research. I'm trying to bring people into where I am so they feel like when they are sitting in a congregation that I'm preaching to, that they, you know what, I could be that, I could do that, I could fit here. The opposite of that is, hey, I don't fit here, I can't make the climb, the mountain's too tall, da-da-da-da-da. Now, I understand, we don't lower the bar so people can climb the mountain. I get it. I'm not even preaching that. But on a week in, week out, I've got to make connection with the people so they'll listen to me and hear me out so I can lead them. Hello, somebody. That's worthy of a hello, somebody. Here's what I know. Content communicates what you know. Connection communicates how much you care. And we all know the famous quote, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It's a cliche, but it's true. So what do we do with this? Let me offer you three simple but intentional shifts we can make as leaders. Prepare your heart for content. Please, I'm preparing my heart. Before you write the message, pray for the people. Think about who they are. Think about where they're hurting. Think about what they need to hear, not just from the scripture, but from you as a leader, or if you're a pastor, from you as a shepherd. So prepare your heart before content. Number two, make room for people, not just productivity. Make room for people. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is to connect with someone face to face. Maybe you call them by their name. A follow-up. A volunteer who's been distant. That 5-minute connectivity of conversation, in some cases, might do more than your 40-minute message. But really, my focus is not outside the pulpit right now, not outside speaking. That kind of applies to that. But as you craft your messages, as you hone your public speaking skills. I'm going to hone your presentation, go secular. I want to make sure that I'm not just crafting lofty words that go over the heads of the people that you're leading. Preach to people, not at them. Use names when you can. Tell stories that reflect your life. Tell stories that reflect your journey. Let your sermons feel local, not just logical. I like that, right? Often I'll be preaching or speaking and I'll tell a story in the Bible. Hey, in the Gospels, Jesus did this, this, and this. I don't know, 2,000 years ago. But I'll say this phrase. I said, you know what? Let me tell you what that has to do with where you live. You might say, well, that's a nice story, Pastor, in the Gospels. What about in my life? What about in my neighborhood? What about in my marriage? Okay, let me get personal and make it local, not just logical. That's worthy of a come on, somebody. Okay, final thought. Here we go. As leaders, we're not just called to teach the word, we're called to embody it. We don't just carry messages, we carry people. So yes, let me just reiterate with a resounding, so yes, keep working on content. I'm not anti-content. I'm pro-content. Maybe as equally as important, I'm pro-connection. You got to connect with people from the pulpit. So keep working on content. But let's never forget the connection. You see here, connection is the soil where transformation takes root. Mind if I repeat that? Connection is the soil where transformation takes root. That's good stuff. Come on, you know it is. Hey, let's work on our content. Let's work on our connection. Let's marry those, blend those together to communicate and minister at a whole nother level than we've ever done before. Okay, thanks for joining me today. If this has resonated with you, I'd love you to hear about it. If you want to share it with another leader or pastor who needs a reminder that their presence is powerful, please do that. Until next time, stay grounded, stay connected, and stay in the loop.